Xin Chao, it's TVB, and I'm here today to review the latest animated Disney film, Raya and the Last Dragon. We've been waiting for this movie for a very long time, and it centers around a young princess named Raya, who lives in this fantastical reimagined world that's heavily influenced by Southeast Asian culture, Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, places like that. And she lives in one out of five different nations. And there used to be dragons in this world. Only one remains that's been hidden for 500 years. And they're these evil entities known as the Droon that kind of suck the life out of this world. And they've been released once again. So Raya finds the last dragon named Sisu, who's voiced by Aquafina. Raya is voiced by Kelly Marie Tran. And the two of them go on a quest to restore balance. So I've been waiting for this movie very anxiously since this past October, I believe, when the trailer was first announced. This movie is available both in theaters and Disney Plus. Honestly, I don't get why people would want to spend $30 to watch premiere on Disney Plus. I get it if you're concerned about COVID, but other than that, it's I just want to see it in theaters tonight. And yeah, believe the hype, you guys. Raya and the Last Dragons. I really miss original Disney movies. We haven't had an original Disney film since Moana, and holy crap, the movie turns 5 years old this November. And just things I liked about this movie, this should really go without saying, but the animation is gorgeous. It's super colorful. The world feels alive. In this world, there's so many diverse locations. There's snowy areas, there's a desert area, a jungle area, there's rivers and mountains and all kinds of places. And the opening scene when Raya explains the exposition, the background of this world is animated in a style that's not exactly traditional animation, but it's very reminiscent of a lot of artwork I have seen from various Asian countries. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded the whole movie was like that, but of course, computer animation is just cheaper and more convenient nowadays for animation companies. I get it, it's just the world we live in now. And the voice acting, I genuinely forgot that Raya was voiced by Kelly Marie Tran while seeing this movie. I was that's not Kelly, that's Raya, that's a Disney princess, and she just becomes the character. While Susu is as Aquafina as it gets, and that's not a bad thing. These two have really great chemistry, and along the way they team up with this kid voiced by Isaac Wong and this big tough Barley guy voiced by Benedict Wong. I think his name's Isaac Wang. My bad. And there's all kinds of people they meet along the way, and there's different conflicts, and the action scenes for a movie that's rated PG get very intense. Raya's main weapon for most of the movie is the sword that functions both a sword and a whip and a grappling hook. But in the opening fight scene, she uses dual bamboo poles that are very similar to the kali sticks from Modern Warfare. So yeah, this movie definitely succeeds in making me want to do more research on history and Southeast Asian mythology. It gives all these different creatures and places that you see, what are the different legends, I know this is its own fictitious world that's not really set in ours, but still it's I really want to learn about the real life inspiration behind it, because I've been a huge legend and mythology person for as long as I can remember. Though the only real concern that I have with Raya and the Last Dragon is the pacing. I feel some scenes this movie just move a little too fast for its own good. They kind of just jump into the conflict lickety split, and I sort of wanted to just see the world more and get a sense of Raya's childhood and her upbringing and what makes her the way she is. They just go along the way and they meet these different characters that join their quest. There's this baby that's also a con artist who has 3 monkeys that follow her around. Then they meet Benedict Wong's character, and they're all kind of just introduced lickety split, and they kind of join their squad a little too early, even though they haven't gotten to know each other super well. It's you just met this girl, and now you want to just join her on her quest. It just doesn't seem. I just feel this movie could have benefited from a slightly longer runtime. I get it; it's a kids movie, so you gotta keep it short and sweet and to the point. But still, it could have benefited from a longer length. And this feels very unique for a Disney movie. I'm not saying this is a good or bad thing, but there's not much music. There's not a huge emphasis on the movie's soundtrack. Of course, this is not the first animated Disney film that's a princess movie that isn't a musical. But at the same time, it's most of the movies have at least a theme song to go with them. The Shakira song, Try Everything from Zootopia, for example. But yeah, there's a song in the credits I stuck around for, but there's really not much emphasis on the soundtrack of this movie, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. It just felt unique and different. All in all, guys, I'm just really happy to see Disney go back to the way it was. Because, like, I loved Frozen 2 and Ralph Breaks the Internet, but it was just very refreshing to see, like, an original Disney movie. It's not a sequel. It's like its first entry in a franchise and a new princess. Raya is a very worthy entry in the Disney princess catalog. And I gotta say, I am pleased to announce that Raya and the Last Dragon gets the first 9 out of 10 stars of 2021. Like, it is a fantastic film, and it's like the first great movie that I've seen within the past, like, year. Because the last time I gave a movie a 9 out of 10 was The Invisible Man, which came out, oh my gosh, that movie came out a year ago, right before the world stopped making sense. But yeah, obviously I've missed a lot of really great movies that have gone straight to streaming services. I'm not that into streaming services personally. I prefer to just go see movies in theaters, like the way it once was, because going to the theaters is like an escape. Because one of the reasons why the film industry did so well in the Great Depression compared to so many other industries is because it offered people an escape. It's kind of funny, like, if you've seen that meme template where it's like it shows SpongeBob being all rich and fancy and like, oh, he's super wealthy, and the bottom picture shows Squidward like living in a box begging for food. It's like, oh, film industry during the Great Depression, like rich SpongeBob. Film industry during Corona, and it's Squidward in the box. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and if you guys enjoyed this movie review, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to this channel, please. My name is TVB9, and you guys have a nice night. Stay beastly.